Hey guys, what's up? Let's keep the info rolling. In this video, we're going to see how Nicole's constellations work and how much they improve the team's DPS. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful, please consider subscribing. It really helped the channel. Just like with the weapons, Nicole needs to be used in a team as a reference point. I'm using the same team again, Varka, Pum, Nicole and Durin, but also give you a little bit of note. Stay tuned. At Constellation 0, we take that as a 100% reference. Nicole's Constellation 1 unlocks the new special arcane projections, which are the hits from her elemental bursts. These new ones are a bit different. They scale at 600% of the character's attack and can trigger once every 6 seconds. The rest of the properties stay the same. They take the element and stats from the character currently on field. It's worth noting that if the on-field character is Hetsare, Nicole's passive talent should trigger, adding 300% of Nicole's attack as a bonus damage. That's honestly brutal. The team DPS jumps to 112.8% of the reference. Keep in mind that these Varka teams already have high DPS, and with the Constellation 1, it's now pushing over 170,000 DPS with my standards, in my calculations. If the on-field character is not Hetsare, it might be an increase of maybe 6 to 7%. Constellation 2 makes Nicole's elemental grants an extra of 300 attack on top of what it already provides. Not only that, while the attack buff from her passive talent is active, the one that immediately applies to Hetsare characters on field, it also reduces the enemy's resistance to that character's element by 25%. That's really strong. Since Nicole always have this effect up, enemies will always take 25% less pyro resistance, and the on-field character gets the same benefit. So Varka, in this case, 25% less animal resistance to the enemies. Finally, her shield now applies to all active character, meaning it protects everyone in co-op as well. With this, the team's DPS rises to 132.6% of Constellation 0. That is a very brutal jump for just a Constellation 2. A 32% increase in damage. The whole team. We are now comfortably over 200,000 DPS in my calculation, so it's a really good stuff. Constellation 3 gives Nicole's 3 levels of her elemental skill, meaning more attack to the team and a stronger shield. But in terms of DPS, it only goes up to 135.3%. So yeah, not a significant jump here, just about a 3% increase. Constellation 4 gives all characters in the team an additive damage bonus based on Nicole's attack for a certain number of hits. Basically, everyone hits a little bit harder. The team DPS goes up to 139.5% of the reference, slightly better than Constellation 3. Constellation 5 gives 3 levels of her elemental burst, which means a tiny bit more DPS for Nicole and her arcane projections, and the team's DPS moved to 140.7% of Constellation 0. Basically, no meaningful change. As you can see, Constellation 2 gave a massive DPS boost, but from Constellation 2 to Constellation 5, the difference is very small. Pretty flat, right? But now, Constellation 6. Nicole's passive that gives 300 extra attack to her and the on-field character now applies to all characters in the team immediately. On top of that, damage dealt by everyone reduced the enemy's defense by 40%, and that is absolutely insane. Shogun Raiden ignores 40%, but here everyone ignores 40%. Defense shred is huge, especially since the resistance is already being heavily reduced in this team. As a result, the team's DPS reached to 179% of the Constellation 0. So overall, Constellation 6 is broken, Constellation 2 is excellent, Constellation 1 is solid, and the rest of the constellations are pretty irrelevant, to be honest. The real discussion is how strong Constellation 1 and especially Constellation 2 are compared to other options that I will cover in the next video. There you have it, folks. Hope this was useful. I'll be preparing the next video soon. Thank you for your time and support, and I'll see you in the next video.